Good morning.
Morning.
I guess Tina is doing Mother's Day things.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Sarah's away. She's in Turks and Caicos
Oh,
with Curtis's family.
wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, I'll send you pictures later. She left yesterday.
Everybody's on hold.
Well, it's their gift, wedding gift, because they normally go somewhere. So his family, so they rented a big house in Turks and Caicos.
Ooh, so nice. And I
Yeah.
finally, people can travel more easily.
Yeah, I also know a whole bunch of people that got COVID when they traveled, but
Everyone
yes,
I know.
yes.
Yeah. Every
Yeah.
single person. I don't well.
They're just staying at this house. They're not on the water, on the ocean. So they're not planning a bunch of other stuff, but still. But it's what
I think once you set foot in an airport, you've got COVID.
yeah, I think it's the airport. Turks and Caicos supposedly has no cases. They're very strict, but I don't know. I believe what you believe. I like that's all I've heard, but like you said,
But are they testing?
Right?
So if you
Are they testing?
yeah, exactly. Well,
Or has it just been a really bad year for colds?
yeah.
Really bad colds.
Or like maybe they had no cases because they weren't allowing anyone in, but as soon as they allow travelers in, well then it's all over. Oh, I started with some shoulder circles, some arm circles, just how we would normally start. We're doing just a mobility, a stretch. Grab your hands behind you. Wow. Except today, I'm not sore. I've been so sore all week. Because last weekend I had an injury, and every time that happens, my whole all the muscles in my core seize up to support that injury to protect it. So all week I felt like I had run a marathon, but today I actually feel really, really okay. And now we're stretching. All right, stay on your feet. Oh, the cat. The cat is now obsessed with where the camera is. This is a brand new thing. Turn your head side to side, look all the way over. Turn to the other side. Do that again, each side. Good, then tilt your head, ear to your shoulder. Switch sides. One more each side. And then look down, head goes forward. Try not to round your shoulders. So don't allow the forward position to get into your upper back. It's just your head, just your neck. And then look up. Drop your head, look down. Lift up, look up. Now turn your head, oh cat. turn your head to one side. So you're going on an angle, about 45 degrees to one side. Bring the same arm, the same side arm up, hand on the crown of your head, and gently pull your head down. Oh, that feels really good. I don't know, I will always have tension here. Bring your head up, switch sides, 45 degrees to the other side. Drop your chin, head down, same side arm comes up, hand on your crown, on the crown of your head, and then pull your head down slightly. And then slowly bring that side up. Now we'll do some deadlifts, just reaching down 3 or 4 times, forward fold, really slow, hands down towards the floor, hang there for a moment, and then slowly roll back up. Exaggerate this part. Take your time up, head is down all the way to the top. The cat is ready to attack me on the next one. Go again, roll forward. All the way down as far as you can. Now this time, we're gonna come back up. But this time you're gonna flatten your back. So lift your head, look forward a little bit. Lift your chest, and then lift your torso. So you're straightening your spine as you come up. Forward fold again, round down. Hang out there, hang out at the bottom just for a second, just relax your torso. For me, if I allow my shoulders to really fall forward, that's a great stretch for my lats. I can keep my shoulders back, my arms back, and then I don't really feel that much, but if I really allow my shoulders to just flop, then I get a better stretch. This time, round to come up, roll to come up. I'm going to say that again at the top. So shoulders pulled in, lats engaged is called packed, P-A-C-K-E-D. If you allow your shoulders to slack out, then you're not stabilizing them. So in the bottom of that stretch, that feels really good to me. One more time, forward fold, round down. And then here is where if I allow my shoulders to slack out, feels really good for the muscles in my back. And now we're going to flatten our back to come up. So look forward, look ahead of you on your mat, lift your chest, pull your shoulders back, your spine is now straight, and come up with a flat back. Oh. At the top, bring one arm up, palm is going to be out, sweep all the way around, put your hand on your lower back, other side, lift up, turn your hand out, sweep all the way around, put your hand on your back, elbows back, shoulders down, chest up, gently lean back, look up. Oh. Good, straighten up. Now straighten both hands behind you. Both arms go behind you, and then bring them around to the front. Now take your feet wide. I'm just gonna have a sip of coffee. Feet go wide, and we're gonna forward fold down to the floor with our legs wide. If you need to, don't rush into a position, a stretch. You can bend your knees a little bit, just kind of ease your body into a position. From here, feet are wide, forward fold in the safest way that you can. Some of you might be able to round. I can't. With my feet wide, I can only forward fold with my back straight. Come down towards the floor. You could put your hands on the floor, you can put your hands on a yoga block or even like a dumbbell or a kettlebell. If the floor is too far away, put your hands on something so that you can have your hands all the way down. And now gently start bending one knee at a time. So bend one side, shift over a little bit, then the other side, shift over. If you need to adjust your foot position, go a little wider. You can move your hands around side to side. Good, now turn all the way to one side. Doesn't matter which, so turn your feet, walk your hands all the way to one side, drop your back knee, and we'll hold this stretch. So hands on the floor, inside your foot. Like this is a typical stretch we do at the start of each workout. Good, now we're gonna come up the same way. So lift your back knee off, straighten up both legs, turn your feet to the front, walk your hands back to center, and then maybe shift side to side a little bit just to kind of even out the stretching in your inner thighs, and then hinge or turn all the way to the other side. Walk your hands, turn your feet, drop your back knee, and hold the stretch on this side. So I said I wasn't sore. I am. My hamstrings are pretty sore. My quads are also pretty sore, but it's such a different feeling. This feels like a good sore, and not the kind of sore I had all week where it just felt like I had the flu. Like I was just so, but I know the feeling is familiar to me. It was not the flu. It's because when you have like a bulging disc or a pinched nerve, other muscles around it will really flare up. They will engage, sometimes swell, to protect that area, and it takes a long time for that to go away. All right, lift up again. Curl the back toes, lift the back knee, straighten up, turn to the front, both feet to the front. Now, hang out here. We're gonna keep the legs straight this time, but walk both hands over to one side. So let's go to the left first. Walk both hands over to your left foot. Hold on to your leg, your foot, the floor. Just put both hands to the left. But then I want you to reach extra with the right arm. So that's going to get into the side of your torso on the right. So we're stretching our legs, we're stretching our inner thighs, but we're also really stretching our lat on the right side. And yesterday I did not do pull-ups. That's the first workout in months where I have chosen bent over row instead of pull-ups, and it feels good. My back isn't happy with that. Okay, release, walk both hands to the center, and then do a little shift side to side. And then when you're ready, walk both hands over to the right, grabbing onto your foot, your leg, the floor. You're just grabbing on somewhere for support. Reach extra with the left arm. And then really sink into the left side of your body, stretching your lats. Okay. Good, really that side. Walk both hands to the center. Do a little shimmy side to side, and then start to bend your knees and walk your feet in. So turning your heels in, turning your toes in, walk your feet all the way to the center. And then put your knees to the floor. So just get down to your hands and knees. Let's go into child's pose. Toes together, knees wide. Push your hips back, chest down, reaching as far forward as you can. Wow, okay. I'm covering tension. I didn't know my body was tight until I started stretching it. Oh. So try to reach as far as you can, but then put your elbows to the floor. So if you reach as far as you can with your elbows up, you might have your shoulders shrugging. And you want to pull your shoulders down, away from your ears, elbows down. Oh yeah, we did all those single arm swings yesterday and I went heavy, so this makes sense. Good, slowly come up to your hands and knees. On your hands and knees, anytime, we're gonna do cat-cow next, but anytime you're on your hands, plank, push-ups, cat-cow, downward dog, all of it. Fingers wide, spread your hand and use your entire hand. If you have your hand kind of relaxed, it's possible to put your hands down and not really engage them. That puts a lot of strain on the joints. It puts much more strain on your wrists. So fingers wide, engage your entire hand, drop your head, tuck your tailbone, round your back, maybe push your hips back if it feels good. And then head up, tailbone up, arch your back. Oh. And again, round, head down, tailbone under. Head up, tailbone up, arch your back. Good, put your right foot forward. And we're gonna hold this stretch. We're gonna add on to this position, this stretch. Start with your foot forward. And then walk that foot a little closer to the left, a little farther to the left. You're gonna put that foot more centered. Hands are around your foot. And then drop your knee to the side. So I'm gonna show you from this position. Hands are around your foot, drop your knee to the side. That's gonna be more intense. It could be outer. That's for most people, it's going to be an IT band stretch. You're gonna feel it on the outside of your leg. Some people might feel it on the inner. There's no right and wrong for that. If you can, if your body will, you could try putting your entire shin from your knee to your ankle all the way down. Oh, I'm pretty close on this side, but it's really intense. And I have so much tension on the other side. I have a fantasy of being able to do that stretch because I just feel like it would be so satisfying, but my body will not do it. Good, slowly bring that leg up and then wiggle your foot back out. Switch sides. Ooh. Left foot forward. I'm having a sip of coffee. Left foot forward, and then when you're ready, move that foot to the right or centered under your chest. Hands are going to be around that foot, and then drop your knee out to the left. Oh man, this side is so awful for me. So you're allowing your foot to roll to the outside edge because we're not putting pressure on. It's okay to have your foot on the side. So this is the side that's always so tight, and I see people who are really mobile in their hips and they've got this flexibility, and I look at it like, oh God, I bet that feels so good because I can't do it. Not only can I not do it, I have always had injury on this side. I think that's why, because I've got so much tension on the left hip. Good, slowly straighten that foot, flatten that foot, and then wiggle it out to the left. Carefully bring your back knee, your left knee back. And now we'll go into downward dog. So hands, fingers wide, hands wide, the entire hand engaged, curl your toes under, lift your knees, push your chest towards your legs. So really think about that. Some people, it comes naturally and others not. Chest towards your legs. So it's not just your head. Don't just reach with your head. I see that a lot actually. Someone who's not very mobile in their spine, and that's just, you know, that's just the way their body comes. They will not really know what I mean by chest to head. So they've got their back kind of round and then they're reaching for their legs with their head. Keep your head up. Think of your chest and then really push through your hands to get your chest to go to your legs. It's not going to touch, but that's how to get your spine to engage and to move through this stretch. Keeping your head out of it. So your head is up. Don't reach with your head. Oh. And then if it's possible, bicycle pedal your heels, put one down at a time, lift and lower. Take a break if you need to. If we're up in downward dog too long and your hands are getting tired, take a break. Good, put your knees down. Let's do another child's pose. Toes together, knees wide. This is another opportunity to mobilize your spine. So chest down to the floor, keeping your head straight. So if my head is straight, I would basically be putting my face down like nose first, which is not comfortable, but I keep my head up a little bit. You can put your forehead down, but think about pushing your chest to the floor. Now staying in this position, this is gonna be tough. It's really tough for me. Elbows are on the floor. You might have to watch me. Lift your hands and bring them behind your head. Together, on the back of your head, on the back of your neck, really wherever you like. You might want to wiggle your elbows a little farther out. So now, stretching into the upper back, the chest, and the triceps, which for anyone that is tight in their shoulders and their chest and their back chronically, for whatever reason, you probably have tight triceps as well. When it is really uncomfortable, but all the time, deep breaths, try to exhale really slow. Straighten your arms back out in front of you. Peel yourself up, come back up to your hands and knees. Ooh. And now we're gonna put our right foot forward again. Just how we did last time, right foot forward. And now we'll do a little hamstrings. So pull your hips back, straighten your right leg. You're gonna walk your hands around your leg and then walk forward. Bend your knee, push forward, and just do that a few times. Pull back, move forward. Good, now move forward again, hold it there. Bring your body up. You're gonna make sure your foot is right under your knee. So your knee is to 90. Take the time to scoop your pelvis. So tuck your hips. As soon as you do that, and hold it, you should feel a really deep stretch in your thigh. Like it's possible to do more from this position and not tuck my pelvis. And if I'm not tucking my pelvis, I could actually put some pressure on my lower back, but I'm not getting a good stretch right here that I want. So scoop, hold that. Left arm, reach up and over. We're gonna do a few different positions, reaching. Whew. Keep holding that tuck, right? Your pelvis is tucked, so you're still stretching your hip and your thigh. Good, now put that left hand on your knee. Whew. Try to keep holding that tuck, although I'm getting tired, so it's harder to hold my hips in that position. Right arm forward, big breath in, turn to the back. Using your hand on your knee for leverage. So it's not a huge amount of pressure, but I am pushing my hand into my knee to help myself turn back just a little bit more. Oh, come to the front. Relax your arms. Now we're going to reach up with both arms and do a little back bend. Be careful with that one. If you have a lower back that's really mobile and sometimes and it hurts, if you have sciatic pain, it might be really challenging. It might be a little bit tricky. So just be gentle. So big breath in, arms are going to come up, palms face in. Big breath in and exhale. Back bend, chest up towards the ceiling. Look up. Good. Bring your body down. Hands to the floor. Switch sides. I really want more mobility in my upper back. But because it's so tight, when I do a lot of things that should help address that, it comes from my lower back. My lower back is really bendy. So a lot of times when I'm trying to stretch my upper back, I end up using my lower back to do the stretch. And that's not what I want. It's hard though. It's hard because I have so much tension in my upper back. It's really hard to get to do anything. So from here, you're going to straighten your front leg and bend, shifting your body back and forth. Hands are wherever feels necessary. I can drink coffee while I do this. Good, then body comes up, bring your body up. Make sure your foot is under your knee, so your knee is bent to 90. Tuck your pelvis. Right away, you should feel that stretch in your hip and down the front of your leg. First, right arm up and over. Try not to round forward, so you're staying really vertical and just bending, reaching to the side. Oh man, this didn't really feel like anything on the other side, but this side it felt really good. Good, now put your right hand on your knee. You're gonna brace with that leg, so you're not gonna let it wobble. Left arm comes forward, big breath in. Exhale, turn back, look back. Good, come to the front. And now the double arm up with the back bend. Big breath in, arms are gonna come up, palms face in. And then exhale, look up, chest up, lean back. Oh man. I'm letting my head drop quite a bit. You might want to keep your head more between your arms. Good, release, bring everything down. Come back to your hands and knees. Let's do some more cat-cow and then we'll have a seat. So from your hands and knees, just round your back. This is just to kind of reset. Sometimes for me, I'm not sure if this is true for everybody, but for me, when we're doing certain stretches, it causes tension in other areas. Not significant tension, but like I kind of need to work it out before I switch positions. All right, have a seat. Starting with regular shin boxes, so feet in front, knees up. Dropping your knees side to side. And as your knees go to the side, if you like, you could lean forward over, like leading with your chest towards your shin. So you turn your legs and then you lead, leaning forward. Oh man. I really like this stretch. It feels good every single day. And in a normal workout, we only do it for 30 seconds and I barely get to do it maybe once per side. I really want to do it more often and for longer. All right, let's hold one side. So I'm going to start with both knees going to the right because my left side is my bad side for my hip, for my leg. So if start on your good side, if you have a good side, that's true all the time. I don't always say it, I don't always remind it, but it really, it's better to start with a stretch. It's better to start on your good side. And then I'm gonna lead with my chest, leaning forward towards my shin. So if you were to turn and go more towards your thigh, you'll probably get a lot lower. If you keep your body tall, lead with your chest towards where your shin is. You probably won't go quite as far. Some of you for sure can, but this is a hip stretch, also into the glute. You might feel it as well in the lower back. But really, the angle of your body is whatever feels productive. So if leaning this in this position doesn't feel that productive, try a different angle. Turn your torso so that it feels like you're stretching something that feels good. Feels like it's going to help your body. Come all the way up, switch sides. Same thing on this side. And if you are like me, this is the bad side and it's going to be really uncomfortable. Ooh, so I'm going to lean towards my shin. Oh man. So the right side, I can't go all the way down, but it doesn't feel like it's it feels fine. It's a stretch, but it's nothing crazy. And on this side, oh my God, right away into my glute, into my IT band, so I can feel it running from my glute on the outside of my thigh. And it's just so I'm comfortable. It's sure it's uncomfortable. It's a familiar feeling though, so I am comfortable with this feeling now. It's just very intense. I should really work on it because I really would like to know. I mean, it sounds silly to say it out loud. If I work on it, if I really push myself and stretch like this regularly, will that help my problems on my left side? I don't know. Like I should really do it and see if it makes a difference. All right, bring your body up. Lay down on one side, doesn't matter which side. In theory, yes, but I've done that with I've experimented with other things and it didn't really make a difference. Knees forward, hips and knees at about 90. So not back here, right? My hips would be open too much there. You want to bring your knees forward so they're at 90. Arms straight out from your chest. And then top arm is going to come up and back as far as you can. Come back to the front. Do this about 5 times, going slow. And the idea is that you don't let your legs move. I'm just adjusting the camera because I think it's just a bit too high. The idea is that you don't let your legs move. So your knees stay one on top of the other. Hips are forward. You're opening up from the waist up. So this is one of the ones where I was saying my upper back is really tight. This is supposed to help. And it does feel really good, but a lot of the turn for me comes from my waist. My lower back is really mobile. So I'm able to do this almost full range because I'm using my lower back, not my upper back. So it's not as helpful as I need it to be. Turn to the other side, same thing on the other side. Arms straight out from your chest, top knees forward. When you're ready, top arm up and back as far as you can. 5 times, give or take. 4 is fine, even 3, but just take it slow. But you don't need to hold there the whole time. Come back to the front, reset, do it again. And turn your head as far as you can. So look back in the direction of your arm as far back as you can. I'll have one more. Good, then turn to your back. Feet on the floor, knees up, drop your knees side to side. So the usual, we do this a lot in the class. Oh. Relax your spine completely. So you're not trying to keep your lower back to the floor. You're letting your hips relax, your spine relax. And now, what we haven't done in ages, straighten your legs, arms out to the side, lift one leg, roll to the side, touch your foot to the floor, lift up, switch sides. I gotta move over. I don't quite have enough room. Arms out to the side. Allow your back arm to lift off the floor if you need to. But if you don't need to, if you can keep that back arm, both arms out on the floor, try to hold them there. We'll do one more each side. Good, then hug your knees, either both together or one at a time. But if you can do both together, open up the knees like a squat. Now I want to do rocking, which we used to do in the gym because the floor was so nice and cushy. So if you might not be able to do this, but I think you guys are okay. So the reason, the floor is hard in some of our homes, so we might not feel as good as it's easy as we did when we were in the gym. But in theory, especially you guys, you'll have the strength to do it. Even on a hard surface, you just have to do it slowly. So you're gonna use your legs, rock yourself up. So we did this a lot, not a lot, but we have done this many times in the gym. We're gonna rock back and sit up over and over slowly. But the idea is that you don't thump, right? Like it's like one vertebrae at a time touches the floor, really, really controlled. And if there is a spot where you kind of thump back, pay attention to that and try to smooth out the roll next time. So let's say 5 times, doesn't really matter how many times, but just roll back and then sit all the way back up. That's one. Really control. Oh, I thumped a lot that time. Really control how fast your back connects to the floor. Oh. So for me, it might be better if I take my hands off my knees. I'm going to do 2 more. Yeah, 1 more. Good, sit all the way up, well done. Yeah, it was better for me if I had my hands off my knees. Hugging my knees changed the position of my spine and I couldn't quite get to the floor smooth, but hands off was a lot better. All right, let's turn over again. Let's go into frog stretch next. Knees go wide. Oh my gosh. Hands on the floor in the center. There's another one. I didn't know my inner thighs were tight until now, and they are. The position of your feet does change the stretch. So if you turn your feet in versus turn your feet out, it will change it, and just do whatever feels best. That's going to affect your knee, right? So if you turn your feet one way, it might bother your knees. So you do whatever feels the best. If you can go down to your elbows, give that a try. If it feels good, you could try rocking forward and back. No, stop it. Good, now to come out of this, hands to the floor. Pick one leg, one side to slide in. And then lay all the way down, flat on your front. we're gonna start here with scorpion. So left arm out to the side, lift your right leg, roll back until your foot is on the floor behind you. And then if it feels good, you could bring your right hand up and around and put it on your lower back. If that doesn't feel good, don't add that part. Today, it actually feels okay for me. I often have a hard time with that extra part. Sometimes in this type of stretch, someone will ask me what to do with their head because their neck is burning. You put your head in whatever position doesn't bother your neck. If you turn your head, if you look up, if you look down, it might change things for you. It depends on how your neck feels, how your upper back feels. Most of the time, if someone's asking me what to do with their head, it's because something doesn't feel right, their neck doesn't feel right. So then just turn your head and see if you can find a better position. All right, switch sides. I have to turn around because the kettlebells are in my way. So now right arm is going to go out to the side. Left leg up. Roll back. Put your foot on the floor behind you. Oh my gosh. If it feels good, lift your left hand, your left arm up and around. Put your hand on your lower back. It's crazy. Today that feels good for me. It doesn't always, but today it does. It might have been the back bends we started with. We've done a bunch of back bends already, and that might be why. It opens up the chest, shoulders. Good. Roll back to your front. And now quad stretch. I'm going to start with my left. Let's start with my left leg. I think my right side is the bad side for my quad. So you're going to reach back and grab your foot. I'm starting on the other side, so you can't really see it. But left hand is going to reach back. I'm going to grab the top of my left foot. Ooh. Your right arm can be anywhere you want. Normally, I reach up. It can be anywhere you want. Now, step one is just to grab your foot. Grab the back of your pant leg, your foot, wherever you can. Step two, if you wish, tuck your pelvis. Push your pelvis to the floor. Ooh, that's going to make it really intense. Step three, if you wish, if you can, you're going to push your foot into your hand and allow your leg to lift off the floor. But don't use your spine for this. So if you're lifting your leg off the floor, don't turn it into a back bend, so you're not going to lift your chest. If your leg is coming up, that's awesome. I actually can't. I'm not like I can't. Some days I can do that, today not at all. But just make sure you're not adding spinal movement into that. Keep your body on the floor. It's just the leg. Because we're just trying to stretch our quad. There is absolutely a stretch, a yoga posture where you lift your chest. The whole body is involved in this. But for this, just try to stretch your quad. Just use the muscles in the quad. Use the muscles to stretch that area. Okay, release. Take a moment. Switch sides. I'm going to reach back with my right hand, grab onto my foot. Oh my God. I really didn't feel, I didn't feel sore. I don't feel sore, which is good. Then I am, like everything is pretty tight. Step one, grab your foot, grab your pant leg, grab the back of your heel, whatever you can. Step two, tuck your pelvis, push your pelvis into the floor. I don't even think I can. Step three, push your foot into your hand and allow your leg to lift. If you want to go that far, go for it. If not, that's okay. I can kind of do step three. I don't need to though. Step one is enough for me. Good work, release that side. And the last thing we'll do here is sloppy push-ups. Oh. So hands on the floor under your chest, and think about that, what that position really is. I, and a lot of people for a long time, would always put my hands kind of up higher by my shoulders. Chest is lower, right? So you want to have your hands probably a little lower than you think. That's true for push-ups as well. It's possible to have your hands too high in a push-up, but still have your arms in the right position. So hands a little lower than you think. Elbows are way back, shoulders are down. Let your body fully relax on the floor. So your body is dead weight. Take a big breath in. Using just your arms. So hands are engaged, fingers are wide. Push your upper body from the floor. Look forward. Oh. Lower down, fully relax on the floor. Big breath in. Do it again. One more time, all the way down. So imagine someone was pulling on your elbows and push your hands through the floor. Ready? And that's going to push your upper body up off the floor. Good work. All right, come up to your hands and knees. Take your time, kind of wiggle around. I'm gonna check the time. I've got. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna go into something different, like something that we don't normally do at the end of this. The very end, we're gonna do the bridge, the back bend, because I've just got this fantasy that if I can master that position or improve it, it's really gonna feel good in my upper back. Before we do that, we're just gonna do like a flow, kind of like the burpee flow that I do, but we're not gonna do burpees. So just for like 5 minutes. Now this is it's a stretch, but your heart rate will go up a little bit as well. Maybe not that much for you guys, but it's going to be continuous movement, so there is potential that it becomes a little bit of cardio. So I'm just going to use a 1 minute timer, but we're going to go for 5 minutes. So let's start up on our feet, curl your toes under, come all the way up. All right, so feet are going to be hip width, reach down between your toes, squat down, crawl out, downward dog, right foot forward, put your knee down, reach up with both arms, hands to the floor, downward dog, left foot forward, reach up with both arms, hands down, downward dog, crawl back into a squat, and stand up. And now continue that pattern at your own speed. Slow is good. So hands down, squat down, crawl out, downward dog, right foot forward, both arms up, hands down, left foot forward, both hands up, hands down, downward dog. Take your feet wide, walk backward into a squat, lift your chest, and stand. So at your own speed, forward fold, squat down, crawl out, downward dog, right foot forward, both arms up, switch legs, left foot forward, both arms up, downward dog, feet wide, crawl back into a squat. Take your time. Hold anything longer if you wish. Stand all the way up. We've got 3 more minutes. If I go a little slower, it's pretty much 1 cycle per minute. If I go a little faster, maybe 1.5, forward fold, squat down. Take a moment here. Don't rush through this part. Elbows are pushing on my knees, chest up, crawl out, downward dog. Look forward, right foot forward, both arms up. Switch legs. Left foot forward, both arms up. That side is rough. Downward dog. Feet wide. Walk your hands back. Sink into a squat. Stand up. 2 more minutes. Forward fold. Sink down into a squat. Knees open, chest up. Crawl out. Right foot forward. I'm putting my knee to the floor. I didn't say that yet, but that's how I am holding my body. Both arms up. Hands down, switch legs. Both arms up. Hands down. Step into downward dog. Remember to keep your head out of it. Keep your head up. Walk into a squat. We're coming up on the last minute. I'm just going to wait for the timer. We'll do 1 more minute. All right, there it is. Last time. Forward fold. I'm going to go through this a little slower this time. If you want to go quick, though, go for it. Try to maintain a full range of motion. But faster is going to produce more cardio, more higher heart rate. Crawl out. Downward dog. Head is up. Right foot forward. Both arms up. Hands down. Left foot forward. Both arms up. Hands down. Downward dog. Feet are wide. Crawl back into a squat. And then stay there. Just 10 seconds. Good. Done. Have a seat. So the last thing I want to do. So what I was thinking, at the end of mobility, more often, we're going to go through a flow like that, and we'll do a different flow each time. There are so many like combinations of stretches and movements that you can put together. Some of them are called animal flow because they kind of mimic animal movements. Those are really challenging. They can get very, very challenging in a good way, like in a fun way, but it's not easy. But I think we'll start doing that a little more often at the end. But the thing that I've been working on is a back bend. And if you want to do this or try it, if you don't want to do it, you don't have to. You could also use this time, like while I'm doing this, if there's another stretch that you always want to do more of, like for a lot of people, it's pigeon pose, because that is such an important area to stretch. Just do that while I'm doing this if you don't want to do it. But I have this fantasy that like, if I master this, or master is a big word, if I improve it, it will feel really good. There was a time when my spine was really, really mobile. Now that comes with consequences. I have a bulging disc in my spine and a hernia in my abdomen, so that could be why. But I've lost the mobility in my upper back. I mean, all the pull-ups, all of the kettlebell stuff, it doesn't really surprise me. Age, it doesn't surprise me. Holding babies. So I really want to get that mobility in my upper back. I want it back because I think it'll help. So from here on your back, so basically think of like a back walkover in gymnastics. When anyone can put their hands on the floor behind them. I used to be able to do that easily. That's the kind of thing I'm going for again. I can be in that position right now, but it doesn't come from my spine, and I'm trying to get my spine to do that bending. So feet on the floor, torso on the floor. If you need to, if you have any twinges in your back, do a few pelvic tucks. Scoop your pelvis, push your back to the floor and release. That goes a long way to reminding the muscles in your spine, around your spine, the muscles around your pelvis, what they need to do, like what we want them to do. So just do a few pelvic tucks. That feels good. And then hands are going to go on the floor. I have to move my hair. Hands are going to go on the floor beside your head, but your fingers are going to point to your toes. So you got to curl your hands around, elbows point up. And that is a huge stretch for a lot of people by itself, right? Like wrists, triceps, shoulders, chest. Maybe that's all you are able to do right now. And that feels like a lot and it just feels good. Just hold this stretch. If you're not able to lift your hips off the floor, then don't sweat it, just hold this. So the challenge here is that you really, really want to use your hands and your feet. Like push through your hands, push through your feet so that you're using as much of your body to lift up as possible. You're not just relying on the muscles in the spine, around the spine, you're using the whole body. So hands on the floor. I'm going to do it 3 times. I probably maybe hold for 5, 6, 7 seconds, not a long time. Feet are planted, hands planted, fingers wide, engage your whole hand. Take a deep breath in. And then when you're ready, you're going to think about really pushing through the feet and the hands to lift your body off the floor. In 3, 2, go. Oh. Good. I'm going to lower down and totally relax. I think that went a lot better than last time. I look over at the camera to see how it looks. I don't know if it looked better. Like, I think it looks, I'm not
It looked a lot better.
What's that?
It looked a lot better.
Did it? Okay.
You're getting a lot more. You're getting a lot more lift.
Nice.
My wrist flexion won't let me do that at all. So
Right?
I'm just watching.
Yeah.
And
That's
no, you're getting more lift. You're almost there.
Thanks, Mom. I'm glad you're watching because I had no idea. That's great. Thank you. Okay, 2 more times. Put your hands back. One time I did it and I had most of my hair was under my hand and I ended up just pulling my hair. So make sure you're not on your hair. Fingers wide, engage your whole hand, feet wide. Ready. 3, 2, big breath in. Exhale, go. I certainly feel much stronger here. I don't feel like I need to get back down right away. Oh. I'm back down on the floor. I'm going to do one more time. The first couple weeks that we did it, like as soon as I lifted up, it's like count to 3. I wanted to get back down. Like I could barely hold it. Today, it doesn't feel like it just feels like, oh, this is a familiar position. I know what to expect. I know how uncomfortable it's going to be, and I'm prepared for that. Okay, one more time. Hands on the floor beside your head. Big breath in. 3, 2, go. And I'm back down. Good work, we're done. I'm gonna hug my knees a little bit because the second time and the third time, I could feel that I was relying more on the flexion in my lower back. The first time though felt really good. But anyway, we are done. I'm just kind of resetting my lower back. Oh, thanks guys. Whew. We are done. Happy Mother's Day, Mom and Janet and Georgie. Happy Daughter's Day.
Too.
Thanks. Happy Mother's Day.
Thank you. So I'm going to be live again tomorrow, guys. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks.
See you later.
Bye.
I really